Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another dev update, this time May 2023. And we're gonna go ahead and go through 18 minutes of, the dev update, share our opinions on it, and just figure out what is going on and everything about Season 2, basically. Now, I am streaming this at the same time, so it might be, a few interruptions, but more or less, I haven't watched this. This is gonna be my first take, so that being said, let's just jump into it and see what is gonna be new in the game in the Season 2, I guess. So let's get into it.
Hey everybody, welcome to the May Dev Update. I'm here with, first off, we're in a new location. Check this out. We're sitting on a couch, we're chilling. Anyway, I'm here with Phil, Patrick, Rachel, in the proper order.
Okay, we checked the couch check. Couch looking good.
James, AV with his tan back from Tahiti, and Katie, who didn't get to go on vacation. We're going to talk about...
Forget that. Don't think they... Okay, let's move on. Let's move on.
Season 2. We're going to start with a high-level overview. Season 2 is themed Blood of the Sands. You can pretty much guess where it's going to take place in Brimstone. We have a lot of new content to talk about. We have 10-person trials and 20-person trials. Katie, why don't you... I heard something crazy is going on in First Light. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so as players join the public test realm, they might notice that...
Okay, let's first off, I'm gonna go on a little small rant. I don't think... Okay, so I'm just gonna say it in general. I don't think PTR is a good idea for the game. Mainly because it just ruins all the cool updates, to me personally. I know they need to test it and whatnot, but I don't know, I feel like PTR is... In some situations, sure, it's good, but they test everything on PTR first. I think like the exciting, huge releases shouldn't be first on PTR because it completely kills the hype. If they released something out of the blue, not on PTR, right? And then people were like, what the fuck, this is new, let's go play. And then everybody wants to play. But if you release something on PTR first and then months and months and months and then you release it, it kind of ruins it. I agree on the closed beta testing. I agree that people, let's say, could sign up for the testing and then not need, like they would not be allowed to share it anywhere or something like that, so they would preserve the hype. Yeah, I don't know. I'm big not enthusiast of PTR. I think it's horrible for the game personally. But let's get into it. But at the same time, I do understand why they do it.
They can no longer get into First Light. There has been a takeover. James, do you want to give a little bit of input into what exactly happened?
Oh, okay. Well, well, as you know, one of the key figures that you're sort of interacting with along the main story is Adiana, and she's basically doing some new things.
Yeah, yeah, and she's kind of kicked us out. So there's some more to be coming with the Season 3/expansion release. So we'll have more info on the exciting story behind.
All right, so far it's not coming in Season 2, but we lose First Light because someone is taking over.
But you'll notice that you can no longer get into First Light.
Let me just tell people who have land or houses there, Adiana was very nice. Nothing will be lost as a player.
Yeah.
Everything will be refunded
Very
back to the players. You'll be
Yes.
taken care of. So we're fortunate on that front.
Absolutely.
She didn't just boot us out and take all our stuff.
Consider it.
Another quick note I wanted to touch on is, I know we've talked about transmog being the summer, and it is a summer release. We just thought it was a big enough feature that it could stand out on its own, so it's going to be in an off-cycle release after this. However, we're still tying it to the rewards. Phil, you want to talk about that?
Sure, yeah. In the Season 2 pass, players can earn transmog tokens on the free and the premium track. And so you'll be earning them before the feature releases, but hold on to them. I mean, you can't get rid of them, but earn them so that when the feature does release, you're ready to go. You're ready to start transmogging. And I mean, you're going to be able to apply that to any of our awesome art on our armor and weapons in the game.
Yeah, I think this is great.
Okay, so sure, nothing I need to add to that. Transmogs on Battle Pass, woo!
Because you're not going to have to, transmog's not going to come out, and then you're going to have to go hurry through the season pass. You're going to immediately have all this stuff ready when it comes out, so you can dive right into the feature.
Yep.
So let's do a deep dive on season 2, and I think we should start with the narrative. James, do you want to go a little deeper than you kind of? I know you gave us the high level, but
Yeah. So season 2 kicks off when a Dune Walker named Malik hires the Silver Crows to recover some special items that's going to help him revive an ancient sect called the Blood of the Sands. And it turns out these special items are sandworm eggs. So what could go wrong? And so this kicks off kind of a really epic feeling adventure that goes across Brimstone's hands.
well, and that segues really well into the quest line, because the quest line is going to take you through this story. You want to talk about that, Patrick?
Yeah, definitely. So the Season 2 quest line builds on everything that made the Season 1 quest line great. We're doubling down on cinematics.
Okay, I'm thinking about season 1 questline. If I'm thinking about it, is like what I personally feel like season 1 was kind of ass. Like there was just nothing on it. I mean, I don't remember cutscenes, I guess, or cinematics. I mean, I guess it was a couple of like penned camera shots, but that's about it, right? But yeah, the season 1 pass was literally just do 3 cards and refresh, do 3 cards and refresh, and that was basically it.
We're doubling down on fun encounters. So like James said, you're helping Malik recover these eggs, and throughout the journey you guys are going on, you're fighting really cool named enemies that are now instanced. So we learned from the Faceless fight, and we're not just doing this in the open world. Players are gonna go and
Wait, instant? Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, yeah.
fight this in a solo trial. It's gonna be great. You're gonna fight a handful of enemies in there. And then we also have a number of very cool cinematics. So you're gonna recruit a new member to the Silver Crows, help them recover the items that they asked for before they're willing to sign on to the Crows. And the whole quest line, like James says, just feels really epic.
Well, and
I mean, that sounds pretty good. I recently did the 0 to Biz account and I did the leveling, and they did this solo trial on Brightwood. And that was kind of fun, but you're only like level 40 at that point. I wish we actually had something challenging solo PvE related. That would actually be cool. Like, even though I'm not into PvE, I feel like having some hard PvE solo content would not be too bad.
cool thing about it is that anybody who missed out on the Fellowship and Fire questline and getting Xander in your crew, you do that part of it. Yep. So if you've already completed the full Fellowship and Fire questline, then you start brand new with Season 2, or you start again with Season 2 and getting the new member. But if you hadn't done that and this is your first time, doing the quest line, you get to do those pieces of the first season quest line.
And it's worth noting we truncated it a little bit to make it so it's been streamlined.
Yeah, it's not the full one.
Yeah,
but it's still fun.
The fun beats made it, of course, in, right?
Yeah, because it's cool. It's cool, like getting the different team members for the group. So.
And on that, in season 2, you'll also pick up a new team member for the Silver Crows. Yeah, so it's kind of fun.
Cool. And so along with...
Yeah, so far we are 5 minutes in and we're just learning about the quests, I guess. But I don't think the quests are what makes the new world fun, personally, at least for me.
Season 2 comes some season pass changes, Phil? And quit looking over my shoulder at my notes.
This guy reads off a card.
Stop cheating, man.
Yeah, no, I'm cheating ahead. No surprises here. So for the new season pass and the new season rewards, we are working on optimizing the time it's going to take players to kind of get through that, make sure that it's really worthwhile to focus on doing the activities on the card and making sure that is a more of an equitable, rewarding loop for players. I know.
Yeah, so I guess maybe they will now talk about the fact that in the past you just did 3 cards refresh, 3 cards refresh, and that was the play.
We're probably going to actually just continually optimize that. So we're shipping some updates before season 2 actually, and then we're going to just keep an eye on that and keep improving that for everybody.
Yeah, I think something Patrick had said before when we were in our pre-discussion is you don't have to feel compelled to do the whole card, because that can feel grindy. So we're trying to make you feel well rewarded. If you want to do 3 and punch, that works, or if you want to get a line, that works.
Yeah.
We're trying to give players ways to not have to feel grindy on this, so that it can just be part of your natural play patterns. And I think that's important.
Yeah, and a lot of that is adding new activity types that allow players of all play styles to make sure that they can clear out a whole card if they want, or progress to a new card. And same with the journey too. We want to make sure that every player of every play style has a way through the journey. So we're adding a number of new journey tasks to this season's journey. So whereas season 1 had 10 tasks in each journey chapter, season 2 is going to have a little more.
Yep.
What are they doing with their sound volumes? It's actually all over the place.
Don't have to do them all.
Don't have to do them all.
Don't have to do them all, but it will give you a nice chunk of progression, though.
Absolutely.
Our completionists are not listening to you.
I know, yeah. The completionists are like, yeah, full
And
card.
they're already mad.
I think I relate to those, yes. All right, well, let's talk about the seasonal trial.
Yeah, so Season 2 introduces our first seasonal trial. This is called the Hatchery, and like James said, you're going and finding some sandworm eggs, so where else will you find some eggs other than a hatchery? You're going to fight
Naturally.
5 waves of enemies, so a handful of kind of fodder waves who are minions of the big bad boss of the hatchery. Then you're going to fight the Horde Master and his hordes of fire grunts. And then finally, you're going to fight Hadish Hazar, who is the Keeper of Flame, who is incubating these eggs and keeping them warm. Really epic 10-player fights, so it's a great opportunity for you to.
Okay, so
farm
10-man
10
raid.
friends.
That's actually really that's the first cool information. We're 7 minutes in, and I feel like they should start off with this. The fact that there is going to be a 10-man raid coming to the game, that is cool, because now we only have 5-man expeditions. Scaling that up to 10, probably making it kind of cool. Looking forward to that, actually, and I'm not a PvEer.
And then go and hop in this this instance encounter. And
Would you say that it's exciting?
It's very exciting, but one of the most exciting things about it is the way we're handling the rewards in
I
the
was
trial,
just gonna say that.
where they have these seals. So every all the named items drop as Constitution items, but I can get seals from the trial that lets me respec these items into
Okay, that is actually really cool. So have the drops drop on con, and then giving people an option to respec is actually really sick. That's a good idea. I like that.
Whatever attribute you want.
Yeah, yeah. So it's very player friendly.
Taking something that players really like on the faction shop and moving them into this event, and so that players can kind of have a little bit more agency and tailor their rewards to what they're looking for. I know Scott's gonna love that.
Yep.
Trying to find that int piece, right, Scott?
He's been scouring Brimstone Sands.
One other thing that Patrick mentioned before, that I think is exciting is that
Bro, can they stop?
we heard feedback before that like solo players who like playing with other players but don't like playing with other players want to be able to enjoy this content too. So that's a big piece of content that we have a solo route.
Will they be ecstatic?
Oh my god, bro. Do we just end it here? I'm gonna push through this, okay?
Unsubscribe.
There is also very
Hold up, she said it. Oh, I ain't gonna do it.
cool
I'll stay
reward
with
that
them.
players can get as well from that, right? A nice little helmet. if you
That's
will.
from the Season 2 event, actually.
Oh, I'm jumping ahead.
Yeah.
My bad.
Way to go, Phil.
Bro, is it just me or does Phil always fuck it up? Like every time, man.
How about the sandworm?
Oh, for the Elite Trial. So the Elite Trial is a second trial we're adding, and it's on the Sandworm. A couple cool things about this. One, it's 20 per.
Okay, so this is cool information, right? So we have a 10-man raid dropping and we have a 20-man raid dropping. That's kind of exciting.
So much bigger scale. It's got an epic arena, and we've really tailored it to sort of be super hard content, right? So in this one, you're going to have sort of a highly coordinated group. You're going to have optimized gear. You're going to have to know the fight. This is our first time we're creating content that we want to be really hard.
That's good to know. Thank fuck. It's about time. I mean, the game's been out for like 2 years and we're finally getting something hard. That's good. That's exciting. Hard for 20 people though. It might be pretty spicy, but that's good. That's really good.
We wanted the invasion to be really hard. So
Yeah.
is this going to be really hard?
This will be very hard.
How many players will beat it the first week?
The first week, 100 players.
See, that's not very hard. I guess that's very hard. In RuneScape, right? I'll give you a RuneScape terminology. We had this content release called Inferno, okay? And nobody cleared it day 1, nobody cleared it day 2, nobody cleared it day 3. I don't know how many days it took for the first guy to even clear it. So that's like hard, but if 100 people beat it week 1, that's probably not gonna be that hard.
Players will be.
It's probably something it's gonna take you a couple of attempts and then get it done. That's what I'm speculating, but we'll see. We'll give it a shot and hope they prove me wrong.
Okay. You heard it here first. 100.
No, I think,
That's the
but the
over-under.
goal is to make this hard, and I
There
think
was a time, though, that we had created difficult content that players were upset with us about. If you remember, Merkguard, they said was way overtuned, and that's why we did that dev run. So
Oh,
this
yeah.
is
And that went great.
That was great.
we made it pretty far.
Thanks, Patrick.
Yeah, we definitely made it pretty far, but we agreed and we had tuned it down a little bit. But this one is meant to be difficult.
Yeah, this is like what you're driving your gear chase toward. This is like the content.
I'm good
we're
at it.
building
I'm
toward,
good.
And the rewards better be phenomenal.
The rewards are really good.
For the people that beat
the
it.
rewards are all going to be really strong. As part of the prep loop, I don't know if you want to give a little bit of a hint on to like getting ready for this big event, but
I might as well. It'll be in PTR, but
yeah, the sandworm is a beast enemy, so keep that in mind as
All right, so beast trophies, beast ward, beast coatings.
you're gearing up for what's more effective against beast types in the game. And then also it does take place in Brimstone Sands, so I think Acid may
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 play into
a
it.
little
play
part.
a little bit of a role here.
Okay, so he's giving us a little tip. Acid and beast.
One of the cool things about both the elite trial and the seasonal trial is that it brings in larger groups, right? Like players have to fight with 20 other players, 10 other players. So that brings in some new functionality, right, Rachel?
Yeah, so as part of these changes, we will be bringing in raid groups. So, woo! It'll be 4 groups of 5, so up to 20 players. And it's open world raid groups. It's raid groups for the trials and everything. But now you can see when you're doing a chest run just how far away you are from everyone. But you'll be able to see everyone on the map and group up and hang out together with 19 other people.
It's going to be great for open world PvP, for
Absolutely.
ECRs, things. It's going to
PCR. What is PCR? Player. I don't know.
help a lot, like just coordinating and communicating with
Company
people.
runs. It's going to be great.
Totally.
Very excited. Part of the rewards for
But this actually, unironically, like this sounds good. Like having like 20-man groups and stuff. That actually sounds pretty good for the game. So.
the sandworm is a new heart rune,
Yep.
which is the sandworm heart rune, which you'll see in the PTR.
Oh, new heart rune. Okay.
But it also
I guess tomorrow we're gonna log into PTR and get a bunch of videos on it.
allows us to talk. I want to talk about heart runes just for a minute, because I know our roadmap said we're going to be doing a heart rune every release, every season. While we will be doing one in season 3, it's something that we could keep doing them, but we're feeling like it's almost becoming. There's almost too much going on in the game with
And
them right now.
it's taking away from how special these are with how quickly we're putting them out there when there's also other stuff that's coming out too that you can use.
I think it's good. Turning down on the heart runes, they're also pretty expensive to get. I don't think we need like a shit ton of heart runes personally.
Use the heart runes that you've collected already. So I want to give them time
I do
in
it,
the
yeah, I
game
do.
for players to really.
We'll do a little
love
testing
them
tomorrow. We're gonna be
before
dropping a lot of
put out another
videos.
one. So
And there's so many that I want to play with all of them and check them out, and it's hard to get through that whole thing. So we're gonna scale back on that plan, unless of course we hear like an overwhelming majority of the players saying, no, we want more and more and
No,
more.
I
Then,
don't
of
think
course, we'll
people want more heart runes, like realistically.
revisit it, but I don't think we're hearing that message. So that is a change to the roadmap we'll be making. And then the last deep dive on the season 2 PvE stuff is seasonal events.
Yeah, so season 2, we have a very exciting event for players.
Dude, can you stop saying exciting,
Siege
We
please?
gotta kill that now.
we need to stop.
Yo, Shy Snowflake, thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had a sick stream. We're just going over the dev update right now. Thank you very much, though.
Blues in the chat.
Immediately.
It's called the Siege of Sulfur. So you're going to help a Dune Walker who's transporting some of those sandworm eggs. His cart broke down, and now he's trying to defend them from sulfur elementals who are attacking. So you're going to fight through a few waves of enemies trying to destroy those eggs. And if you're able to successfully defend every wave of enemies, you're going to get great rewards that scale based on how many eggs you successfully defend. So
That's kind of cool idea. Yeah, that's nice.
my favorite reward from that event is the hat that Phil alluded to earlier, the mini Devourer hat. It's my
So
favorite
cool.
cosmetic.
It
It's a
looks
little mini
so
sandworm that goes in
cool.
your head, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
What the hell? Okay.
Cool. Well, let's
Will you defend my eggs? Hey, yo, I might have to defend your eggs.
let's shift over to PvP. There's a lot of PvP changes coming in this
A lot of PvP changes. All right, let's get into it.
season 2 release. First one being cross-world OPR.
About time, bro. Let's get it. Okay, Crossworld OPR is solid. That's good.
which I'm personally super excited for.
Yeah, we talked about Crossworld OPR a little bit in a previous dev update too, but this is where you'll be queuing for OPR, and it's going to be your entire region, so anybody in your region at all. Will also
I have a question on this. Will this result in fresh servers also queuing in that OPR? I hope so. I hope so, because otherwise fresh server is going to be completely alone, man.
Be introducing regional leaderboards with cross-world OPR. So your OPR leaderboard will be everyone in your
That is cool. That is cool. So if we're grinding our 0 to bis account, we might have to go for rank 1 OPR wins, you know?
region
But we're waiting for the season to begin first.
that you'll be competing against for rewards.
That was exciting. I get to fall further down the leaderboards now.
Get good, Patrick.
That's cool. On top of cross-world OPR, we've made other adjustments to OPR. Dave, do you want to talk about those?
Yeah, there's some cool changes coming with OPR. I think one of the ones I'm most excited about is some more.
Not scoring. We want a new map, a smaller map, no PvE. Okay, no running for 7 hours. That's what we want in an OPR. Come on, man.
Scoring adjustments, right? Like we really want to start emphasizing the objectives a bit
No, just everyone backcapping again.
more and less what Scott does, just sort of spam his fire staff for damage.
In the first place, when you get your name up at the top of that list, you can come back to me.
So the
As far
scoring.
as I saw-
It's so bad though. Like, we really need like a mode that allows people to practice like war scenarios. That's the whole point. They really just called the man stat padder though, like low key.
the highest you got was 3rd.
I got 2 the other day.
Oh my god.
Scoring adjustments will really sort of, it'll be about defending the points, getting the points, and sort of playing the objectives. We're also going to make some changes to the way the Baroness fight works to make it a little more strategic. You'll get to try those out in the PTR. And then the last part that I think is really interesting is some changes to door resistances. So that you can't just sort of plink away at them from a distance with piercing weapons. And with those, we'll be making some changes to siege equipment around it to make it a little more interesting, hopefully to create secondary objectives around it. So a bunch of little changes to.
I mean, it sounds kind of okay, but at the same time, it sounds like they're protecting the PvEers, which is like, I really don't think PvE should be a part of a PvP game mode. Personally, I think it makes it boring. Building a war and smacking the door and 50 people hitting it and can't destroy it and get in, I personally find very boring, but looks like they're trying to further defend it with preventing like arrows being shot inside. I think they're alluding to the fact that you can kill like respawns from like outside of the fort right now. And looks like they will be preventing that probably.
Just sort of try to make the modes a little more exciting and tactical.
That's exciting. Exciting. Bill, you want to talk about the PvP reward track changes?
Okay, this one is the big one. PvP reward track is actually something I'm looking forward to the most because I have like 6 accounts, all to 100 PvP track basically, and I have maybe on one occasion landed on a full bis. But they did say in the past dev blog that they were gonna highly update that, so let's see.
Yeah, for sure. So I think I did allude to this too in a previous dev update, but we are making some big changes to the rewards track for Season 2. Players are just going to be able to have more reliantly get like really good drops. So we've overhauled all the existing drops. We've weeded out things that players weren't selecting, that just weren't performing in the current meta of the game. And we really tailored that to hopefully making the good stuff really good.
So I wish he explained what in his opinion good stuff is, because frankly, when it comes to PvP, I don't really have much trust in the dev team, like at the moment. So I want to see what they think is really good.
And making sure it shows up a lot more frequently for players so that even if you can't afford it on one pass revolution on the track, you don't have to worry about losing the opportunity to pick it up then because it'll come back soon.
Cool.
Okay.
And then the last PvP update is a new arena map.
Okay, we got a new arena map. We're hoping we get a new OPR map next because we need it.
Yeah, I'm super excited about this one. So going with the Brim.
But the good thing about the arena update is if the PvP track rewards are actually good, then it's okay playing arena because you're not relying on the OPR chests to get good gear. You can now get good gear from just PvP track and arenas, right?
Stone theme. I'm sure if you've run around New Corsica, you've noticed areas that could become cool arenas. We've used some of that to create a really different arena, right? Like the layout's completely different. It's multi-leveled. You're able to knock people off platforms into different levels. Like it's going to really, I think, change up the gameplay of arenas from sort of our current one. So love the new visuals, love the new layout. And I think it's going to transform. Like people are going to have to come up with new tactics, new builds to really perform in this one.
It's awesome.
A multi-level instantly makes me think that Mage is gonna be strong, Dex is gonna be strong, right?
So that's where we are on season 2. Before we go, I did want to touch on a couple more topics on the way out. One of them is I know there's been a lot of news and talk about a second project the studio's picked up, and can't stress enough, New World is something we're heavily invested in. I think next year probably has more on it than this year's plan. So there's a lot going on. There's going to be no taking our foot off the gas on New World. We are pumped and excited to keep building this and working with the players. It's here to, it's where Amazon's behind it.
Okay, interesting.
And other than that, I just wanted to thank y'all for coming and trying this new format. This was kind of fun doing it, like instead of doing segments, doing the one big shot. It was good. So I appreciate y'all coming. And
I mean, yeah, losing people to D4, losing people to like other MMOs, right?
filming the.
But can we just appreciate this guy right here chilling in the back, like just not being included in the like, but kind of being included. We just see his head, bro. I feel he's grinding. I swear he has like RuneScape and Minecraft at the same time on the screen. We're going hard.
We're filming the Q&A video the day after this is released, so I'll say tomorrow because it's your tomorrow, but it's our like next week. So if you have any questions, please get them to us. Otherwise, thanks. If you like what you saw, subscribe, like us, and everything. Appreciate it. See you later.
All right, so cool stuff about this, yeah, if we were to TLDR this for the boys, would be 10-man raid, 20-man raid, OPR changes, some cool ones, and arena changes, I guess, and PvP track changes. So all in all, couple of cool stuff, honestly. You know, couple of cool stuff. Like, as cringy as it was and as boring as it was for the first 7 minutes, they made it up for it in the second half, I'd say. So what are we looking forward to? Probably the PvP track changes for the 0 to Bis account, and that is probably, I guess, the first light changes, but that's season 3, so that's like a little bit ago. But yeah, we'll see. There is a couple of interesting things to, I guess, look forward to. Tomorrow PTR drops. I'm gonna make sure I make as many videos as possible for the boys, test out the 10-man raid, test out the 20-man raid, and see if we can clear it. See if we can clear it on day 1, okay? I'll catch you guys tomorrow with the big stream, and be safe, and bye-bye. See you.